Coming up, news from the track is that Georgie Boy has halved its opening quote and has been well supported. Number 1, Georgie Boy. The favourite for this one is Lady Knockout at 3:30. Let's hear from Joe Bowditch. He's the rider of the X-Files, number 3.
Race last year, Border Time. Paul Gadd out of Loyalty staying with Border Time over the X-Files. And as he said in the interview earlier, the connections of the X-Files have been very good to him as well, but he did ride this horse last year in this race. A little bit more sentiment towards Border Time. I suppose Georgie Boy's been heavily backed on track at long odds in. Terminus Prince to last, they're all in. Set for a start. Ready to run now. Set to go. Colin Hayes Memorial Cup, a man who trained more than 5,000 winners, including 3 Cox Plates, 2 Melbourne Cups, 4 Adelaide Cups, 98 Group 1 winners, career stakes of $40.7 million. The CS Hayes Memorial Cup, Colin's special running third in Brisbane only about 15 minutes ago, the horse named after Colin. Off and racing now. And beginning quickly from the centre of the line and going straight to the lead today was Lady Knockout. Away nicely, Border Time, and now Georgie Boy's working over from wide out, then the X-Files. Terminus Prince pressing on from the wide gate, goes up to second outside Georgie Boy. So Quick Class, which followed them over, got a nice run into 4th position. Getting back now, Beau Best from Exalted Lad around Dimness. There's one out 3 wide in the red cap. It's Umanula stablemate of Border Time, and out to the last went Touching Moment. On the side, 1,050 metres to go, and Georgie Boy backed at big odds in betting. A length on Terminus Prince, 3/4 away, third Border Time, and 3/4 to Quick Class. Then a length back on the inside, Lady Knockout. From the X-Files, Beau Best and Dimness. It's a long way back over on the inside as they come by the 800 metre mark. Then Umanula, who's back second last, and Touching Moment as they make the side now. And they've got about 650 metres left to go, and the pilot here is Georgie Boy, a half in front. Second is Terminus Prince. Third Border Time from Quick Class being ridden along. Then Lady Knockout on the inside. Beau Best gets the X-Files going. Umanula went wide around them. Dimness got away from the rails but held up for a run now. Then Exalted Lad and Touching Moment. The CS Hayes Memorial Cup field straightens at the 250. It's Georgie Boy, Terminus Prince cruise to the lead. Then Exalted Lad, Umanula wider out. A Lady Knockout coming through, one off the rails. Dimness in the clears, putting in a late spurt. Terminus Prince the leader from Border Time getting through. Then the X-Files, Dimness and Umanula, and Lady Knockout through, one off the French. Still Terminus Prince in front. Terminus Prince scored, good go second. Maybe Border Time a nose. Exalted Lad through late. They looked the main two. Dimness wide out close up with Umanula a run. Then Lady Knockout, she may have been unlucky. Then Georgie Boy, the X-Files, Beau Best, Quick Class, and Touching Moment came in last in 1:35.99. Holder took a peep over the shoulder at the 200 metre mark on Terminus Prince, and he was confident, and he's just kept battling to the line. Terminus Prince, a great performance, his biggest win, and one of, if not the biggest win for Barry Dunn. This listed race, Terminus Prince, he was strong at the end. Exalted Lad looks as though he'll get second from Border Time. It looks Exalted Lad clearly on that. So the numbers will be 5 from 9 and 2. That's what they'll be. 5, 9, 2. Terminus Prince, who had not raced since the second here on the 4th of January. So he's first up for 28 days. And that run then, he was first up for almost 2 months since running in the Kyneton Cup, racing on the speed and wilting there. Big effort by trainer and jockey and horse. Barrier number 12 today. He's come from, in fact, barrier 11 in the field of 11. The outside gate. He had to work early, cruised across the face of the field, had a nice run thereafter. You can see he stands over plenty of ground, this bloke. I've always been a fan of him. He's a big, strong type. He's by Prince of Birds from Flying Zone. Raced by B and Mrs. J. Dunn, B and Mrs. G. Pridham, G and Mrs. H. Tester, P. Scanlon, Ms. S. Cam. 5 wins now from 21 starts.
Yes, he's a nice horse, and that's a performance that the great trainer would have been very impressed by. The late, great C.S. Hayes. That was the Colin Hayes Memorial Cup at Morphettville. Those placings are confirmed. 592, the Galloper from Strathalbyn, ridden by Jason Holder, has got the money. 1 to go there this afternoon. The final event's a 1,050 metre race with the field of 10 to line up. 3 got 4th. The first 4 punters, 5, 9, 2 and 3.
Lucky in last here are 6, 2, 3 and 9. Stick with number 6 back in Dubai. And he's an injury-plagued galloper. I think you forgive him for his run last start when he was beaten back behind the place getters at Randwick behind Sir Avalanche, beaten favourite on that occasion. He'd had a pretty hard run first up at Rose Hill. He hadn't run for about a year and a half. He'd been off the scene, so maybe that first up run just did take a bit out of him. I think as the distance is starting to get a little bit longer here, he's going to start getting better. He looked okay in the parade today, and he's had support on track, so we'll stick with him. I thought the other chances in the race would be number 2, Pink and Black. He's a horse that is another one that has had a lot of problems through the years, but he's been placed his 2 runs this time in, ran third to Avalanche last start. He's very fit in the parade, might just have to do a little bit of work from that awkward alley to get across, but he looked very fit in the parade, very, very fit. I thought number 3 had a chance here, Keem, very consistent horse from the John Hawkes stable. He's just racing in terrific form this preparation. Others with chance. I thought number 9, McLaren Vale, paraded okay. On his best form, he's not without a chance. And number 4, Conair's another chance in the race. So as you can see, very open race here. I'll mark them 6, 2, 3 and 9.
Well, the oldest horse in the race is number 1, Sir Avalanche. He's 9 years old, but you wouldn't know it to look at the way he's been racing. He's going like a 4-year-old. Here's Joe with more on Sir Avalanche.
Yes, Sir Avalanche is certainly the oldest horse in the field by a couple of years at least. The other older rivals are around 7 years old. He's had 69 starts for 17 wins, and 2 of them have been in the past month or so.
And they're all in for the last of the day. They're off. And that was a great start too. Glenrock David at the end of the 100 will lead, taken on now and headed by Future Force and Sir Avalanche. Cheeman, Pink and Black are pratted very wide, followed by Conair, McLaren Vale, and then Ludlam a little over a length away. Next is Back in Dubai, racing on the outside of Ears Ronnie. Laguna Lake second last, and bringing up the rear, He's on Fire. Well, Sir Avalanche to the lead, clearly going along to the 1,000 marker, leads by a length and a half on Future Force. Pink and Black third from Glenrock David, then Cheeman a couple to Conair inside McLaren Vale. A further length and 3/4 Back in Dubai, followed by Ears Ronnie, Ludlam, He's on Fire, and Laguna Lake is the tail ender, leaving the 800 peg behind them, and the Queen Bee Untrained. Sir Avalanche is the leader. Future Force is running second. Glenrock David is third, and then Pink and Black, followed by Cheem, Conair, McLaren Vale. Back in Dubai is improving quickly now. Then Ears Ronnie, He's on Fire, second last Laguna Lake, and Ludlam, not travelling well, is back to the tail of the field as they commence the run around the corner. Sir Avalanche taken on by Future Force and headed by that galloper, a length to Pink and Black, holding Cheem in the pocket. Back in Dubai outside Pink and Black at a length and a half. He's on Fire, who's made a long run. Back in Dubai, grab Future Force from Pink and Black, Cheem, and then Conair making late ground with He's on Fire. The leader is Back in Dubai, about 75 to go. Back in Dubai's in no danger of defeat. Conair battles on. Back in Dubai beat Conair. Photo third, Future Force with Laguna Lake wide out, and then Ears Ronnie, He's on Fire, McLaren Vale, Pink and Black dropped out of it, followed by Glenrock David, Cheem weakened and beat 2 in, the tiring Sir Avalanche, and last was Ludlam. Back in Dubai, the winner, number 6, written by Huey Bowman. And it's paid 5.10 and 2.10A in New South Wales. Conair made a late run, will get second, written by Craig Carmody. And they're at extreme opposites for third. You've got Future Force over on the fence, and Laguna Lake has finished very, very wide out. So because it's so wide out, it's right up there, but we'll just leave that to the judge totally. Pink and Black didn't go on with it, covered a bit of ground, so did Cheem, but Back in Dubai caught the eye first up, running on strongly on the 28th of December. And then he was a little bit disappointing the other day behind Sir Avalanche. A lot of horses second up, they don't fire, but today he really raced well. He's a very promising horse. He's had a few problems, but he's taken that last race in pretty good style. Here we go. 6, 4 and 5 is third, Laguna Lake, with
And officially fourth, yes, goes to number 8, Future Force. 6,458 first 4, $10,581.20. He was being talked about as a future star about 2 years ago back in Dubai. He showed a lot of ability earlier on, but he's had problems, injury problems, but good to see him return to his best form today. Back in Dubai, ridden by Hugh Bowman. Now the superfecta, 645. 810.7 was not won. It's a carryover of $37,721.70 on the final race from Rose Hill. Good to see he's back in Dubai. Now Doomben's our next event.
It was a bit of a standout in the yard. Looks great. 2 runs. it will be well placed during this particular event, and I think it can be another one for Damien Oliver. Number 13, Thurman, again looks very well in the yard. It'll get back. I think it can run on pretty well. If the speed's okay up front, it will assist it greatly.
Situation holds up. He's going to be the one to beat. But good move for Final Demand here. On track, Final Demand has been heavily supported and is now equal favourite with Home on the Grange, who's continued to ease out the way they're shaping up. Final Demand could end up the favourite, and you're shopping pretty well $5 on the tote at the moment. Debonair, and it was a great victory by the filly Innovation Girl, leading all of the way. Brian Mayfield-Smith reported to our man Mark Guest that the Guineas is now questionable at the 1600 metres. He's going to have a think about that. It's not ruled out completely, but the end of the 1600 obviously has Brian Mayfield-Smith worried as far as Innovation Girl goes. Futurity remains a possibility. She might drop back even further in distance. Moving in now for the final event today. Delago Brom out of that Debonair, definitely heading to the Guineas. Thorn Park was a disappointment, but the way the pattern of racing has unfolded here, getting back and coming wide is definitely not the way to win races here today. No Deposit won the 5th. Amazingly, it was his 13th win at his 13th different track. Mark Pegas had the winning ride. Is the only jockey to have won on the horse more than once. Hobart Cup awaits its Ryzek, who won the 4th event on the card. He'll also probably come back to have a crack at the Duke of Norfolk Stakes. Damien Oliver rode a double so far. He's got the favourite in the last here. He rode Madame de Heros in the 3rd and reported to the stable that he thought she needs a visor to help straighten her out. She drifted right off the track but still managed to get home. Brian Mayfield-Smith had a double also. He won the 2nd race with Gussie Godiva. Reported that she's going to keep on getting better, particularly when she gets out to around 2,000 metres. Lee Friedman won the previous with Dama de Notch. It's his 6th winner for the week, and he's had 40 wins since moving down to Rye. He told us he couldn't remember winning a stakes race with a longer priced horse. Over $40, Dama de Notch leading all the way. Now they're nearly ready for the last on the program. Last few getting set. The well-tried Final Demand coming in. Peace Ruler moved up. Tanabe Prince to get set, and then Saints Union. He likes to race on the pace too, Saints Union, but he's drawn an awkward barrier here. Quaddy today, 6,255.60. 5/8/11/11. Daily double paid $111.70 on the numbers 8 and 11. Sandown tomorrow, first at 12.25. Good card there. Spanish Thimble to move in, and also Saints Union, who's coming up now. Saints Union moved along. So they're nearly set. We need Spanish Thimble to move up and we'll have them right. Thurman's in gate 2. Sassataire standing up nicely. Stratton Place made a good line with Final Demand, and now Spanish Thimble moved up. They're all in. Home on the Grange, the inside runner. Lights flash now. Last on the card, they're all set. Now hang on, Peace Ruler's backing out of line here. I don't know what happened there, but I didn't see it play up in the gates anyway. Vet is over there having a look at Peace Ruler. Backed out of line at the last moment and undergoing a vet's inspection, the two. If it comes out, the substitute for the doubles is Home on the Grange, number 6. Peace Ruler, Craig Newitt trotting around behind the gates. I think he's been passed okay to run. Now Peace Ruler returning to the barrier stalls, looks like he's going to be taking his place in the field. Peace Ruler comes up again, so they're set to go. Home on the Grange, the inside runner. Racing now, Home on the Grange began just reasonably, has to bustle early, Sassataire away quickly, and so too Stratton Place. Special Cuts coming across fast, and Peace Ruler's not far off them, and Rescuer goes forward as well. So a bit of speed about now as they settle down, and Sassataire had the lead. Special Cut second, Stratton Place is third, Home on the Grange tucked in fourth, and they're followed then by Rescuer wide, and St Union is deeper still, pouring the pressure on. In behind them Peace Ruler, about 2 lengths then Final Demand, and he's being followed by Thurman, and then came Tanami Prince as they go by the 1200. Left with Style next, and Spanish Symbol last of all. Special Cut led now. St Union went up to second as they head to the 1,000 metres. They're 3 lengths clear from Sassataire. Stratton Place, Rescue and No Luck wide. In behind them Home on the Grange is fifth, the rail from Peace Ruler, and 2 lengths then Final Demand. As they came towards the turn, it's followed by Thurman and then Tanami Prince. As they swept past the 800 metre mark, Spanish Symbol is next to last over on the inside in company with Left with Style. Special Cut on the rails, the leader. St Union is second. Rescue doing it hard third. Sassataire in the black and white colours on the inside from Stratton Place. Now Oliver's switched Home on the Grange quickly around the outside, and he's coming with a strong run to join the leaders, and Peace Ruler's on his outside. Final Demand's trying to follow the favourite Home into the straight now, and Special Cut St Union wider out. Peace Ruler. Home on the Grange is whacking away. Final Demand hooks to the middle of the track to make some ground, and Thurman came widest. St Union hit the lead. Here's Spanish Symbol weaving through from last, and Thurman, the fillies, flying up the middle. Thurman claiming Spanish Symbol, St Union and Final Demand. Thurman pulls away from them, and down she goes Thurman to beat Spanish Symbol by 2. Final Demand third, St Union fourth. A gap then to Peace Ruler, Tanami Prince, Home on the Grange, Sassataire, and they were trailed further back in the field then by Left with Style. Special Cut folding right up, so did Rescuer after a hard run, and Stratton Place last in. Thurman has won. Number 13, ridden by Greg Childs, trained by Ken Newman. Came with a wet sail right down the outside to win. 13, Thurman first. Number 5, second. Spanish Symbol, it's come from last. And third goes to number 3, Final Demand. 13, 5 and 3. Fourth was St Union, number 4. And 15 was number 2, Peace Ruler. So it's 13, 5 and 3. Well, that was just the case where the jocks realised that you had to lead, and most of the horses who've been leading have been winning, and they just went out too hard. It set it up for something to run on from behind. Just the sectionals worked it out that way, and it was Thurman that's done the job. Won its maiden at Mornington 2 starts ago, and then last start got back in what was a slow run race that No Chatter won, beating Image of Reality. They're both in at Sandown tomorrow, so Thurman certainly strengthening their form lines.
Thanks for your help today, Greg. And Thurman taking out the last at Flemington. Greg Childs in the saddle, $8 and $2.60. The trifecta, $677. Horses about to be caught up into line for the Wentworth Park